nice you are, how you doing, you're always going to have somebody to criticize you or something, you know. You're going to be somebody to find fault with you. Right?
Yeah.
Don't let that get you down. Keep on going. I don't want to get too formal here either, you know what I mean? I've been working here ever since February of 1999. I was the custodian. I worked nights. Yeah. So I got promoted about 6 months or 9 months later. I got promoted to head custodian. I got promoted by a civil service test I took in the Hudson High School. It's a civil service where if you have to get 1, 2, 3 on a test in order to be qualified for the job. So I had 3 on a list and they chose me. I was born in Hudson, New York, and I always lived around here. I graduated from Pine Plains. I met my wife here 44 years ago. Been married, going on almost 43 years. As soon as you got out of school, either you enlisted or you get drafted years ago, back in the 60s. You didn't have a choice. You had to serve in the military. I served in the United States Navy during the 60s. I overseas, and I did 3 years, 9 months, 27 days, and 9 hours in the military. We weren't in the combat operation. We were in target drones, remote-controlled aircraft, drones. Before that was all top secret back when I was a kid. VC-3 out of San Diego, California, North Island. I was naval aviation. I went to A school in Memphis, Tennessee, Millington, Tennessee. I went to school for aviation structural mechanic. I worked in 2 places when I first day. I worked Questar and here, both. I worked here during the day, here during the night, and Questar during the day. I started talking to people, like saying, "Good morning, my friends," and stuff like that, because I noticed a lot of kids are all isolated by themselves, and nobody would say nothing to them all day long, wouldn't say a word. They would walk around with their heads bowed down and stuff like that, and I said, at least I can say hello to them if nobody else would. And when I first started, those people that had their heads bowed, they wouldn't say 2 words to me back, but I say good morning. Then they would acknowledge me and all this, and then other kids would come around. They would ask me, "Mr. Neer, you say good morning to so and so. Why don't you ever say good morning to me?" Then they all say that. "Mr. Neer, I thought you were my friend. Why don't you say good morning to me?" So I said, "I'll fix that." I said, "Good morning to everybody." They got a kick out of that. They thought that was funny. Then everybody liked it, and I tell them certain things to give them some good advice and be sincere. They know I'm not being phony, you know. They know honesty, or I keep honest as I can, right? And I just went from there. And so I just be nice to people, being helpful, being kind. That's all you got to do in life. Keep that. It doesn't work perfectly, but it's better than the other way. So you just take it day by day, and try not to be. Try to be yourself. If yourself's halfway decent, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're the other way, then you have to change.
What impact have I felt that Mr. Neer's made on the school, and in what ways? So this is my 5th year at the high school, and I've been with Mr. Neer the entire time. So I walked in having just Mr. Neer all around me. And what I mean by that is when I'm with students and you're walking down the hall, Mr. Neer will stop and say, "Hello, my friend, how are you?" Always giving an anecdote. And when you talk about the impact that he's had, it's not only on our students, but our staff, on me. Every interaction has been like a learning moment. And everything comes back to hard work, honesty, and just having a positive outlook on life. I don't ever think he's never had a positive outlook on life, and I truly think that that's rubbed off on our students. He just says, "You know, my friend, what's the expectation?" And it's hard work and be a good person, and everybody has always responded in that way. I mean, why would you ever want to let him down? You know, yeah. He's a great guy. He'll support anybody. He supports me. He supports our students, and he's an inspiration, truly. And I've never met his children, but I could imagine if he was my father, how I would feel when they're successful because of everything he's done for them. And I think, honestly, our students are successful because of everything he's done for them. you know. So I agree with you. He would be somebody who I would like to grow up to be just like, from his work ethic to his attitude to his great stories that I wish I could tell like he can. And I honestly think everything he says is genuine. I think he truly respects every one of us, cares about every one of us, and he's part of our community. I truly believe that that's a choice he makes every day, you know, and he could have retired a while ago, and he doesn't. He loves this place. I don't think he sees it as a job, and when he meets with us and talks about it, he never calls it a job. And I think he makes a choice every single day, and he always projects that same positive attitude. He's very consistent, and that's why he's an impressive man. It's hard to give a specific message to him because he's truly made me a better person. I think I'm a better principal, a better husband, to be honest with you, because we've talked about what it takes to be a husband, a better father, and a better person. Because it's the respect, it's the care, and he's your friend. So, Mr. Neer, if I had to give anything, I would just say, keep going, my friend. Thank you very much.
So we used to have all the study halls were done all the study halls were done in the cafeteria. So the whole cafeteria would be full of people. So a lot of people isolated at one table by themselves, and they would be all just sitting there by themselves. And I know I can tell by the looks of them, they wish they had somebody to sit with. So I used to have to clean the cafeteria with everybody in it. So I just tell them, will you do me a favor? Could you move? I have to use that table. So I intentionally made them move to another table. And they go over there. They go over there, they wouldn't say a word to them. But maybe a week or two, maybe a month or something. But all of a sudden they'd be all friends. They'd be talking to each other. So that's made me feel good when I see that. But it didn't happen overnight, you know, it didn't work just like that, right? So that's why my object was to do that, right? To try to make a difference, you know, right? To make a difference in people. I've been lonely, I've been this, I've been all that stuff, right? You know, I've been overseas, I've been homesick, I've been sad, I've been, you know, all this, you know, scared and all that. So I have all those emotions. So I've been there. So I know how it feels, right? All these things, right? Years ago. All that stuff, right? Everyone, hey, my friends, they gave that to me. This is what I got for Christmas for all my postcards with my friends on it. Postcards with my friends on for Christmas from the English department. The art department. This was supposed to be a Zamboni. Hey, this is a Zamboni. Like a drive. It's something like my Zamboni, but one of my best hats is right here. One of my best hats. Right? Means a lot to me. The newest Nearism is today, right? And I made it up and I want to find it, right? I find a new Nearism. What do I do with it? And you want, say, if you can't be kind, be quiet. Right? Don't get yourself all upset. Right? That's the main thing, right? Some people might be more fortunate than you, but not better than you. They might be more fortunate financially, but they're no better than you are. Okay? So if I can make a difference without being too forward or sometimes it's hard for a lot of people to do things I do, because I can say and do anything I want with these kids, and the kids understand where I'm coming from. They understand who I am. I can say stuff to them, and they know that I'm sincere. I'm not being. Some kids would say to me, "Why'd that guy say good morning to me for? He don't even know me." Some freshman come over and said that to me actually, and then they say when they're seniors or a couple of years later, say, "Gee, Mister, I'm sorry I ever said that to you, but I remember saying it to you." Right? After they get to know me, but when they first come over from middle school, it's different, because I say good morning to them too. I say good morning to everybody. I seem to work a good afternoon wherever it is. I acknowledge people.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Have a nice weekend, my friend.
You too.
I'm glad you got a yearbook.
Yeah.
That's good. I've been I've been either dedicated and or appreciated for the yearbook quite a few times. So then they had a sub in for one of the teachers, one of the art teachers, and everybody took a little piece of a portrait, and they had to do a little piece. Everybody in the class had to do a little piece, about 30-some people in the class. Everybody took a little piece and they painted it. Mr. Snyder, the principal, he told me I could put that portrait any place in the school I wanted to. I could have it right in the front lobby if I wanted to, but I wanted it in the cafeteria where the kids see me all the time, right? And I thought it was an honor. They had the superintendent at the time. He was in there when they dedicated the picture to me and put it on the wall. So they made like a formal little thing for me, which was a real nice honor to me, I thought, right? Like they thought that much of me to make that portrait. So I wanted to put it where they could see it. So I could have had it right in any place I wanted to. But they did a lot of nice things for me over the years. Everybody's been nice to me. Everybody's been kind to me, so I try to return kindness. That don't cost anything. Be kind to somebody. If you don't have to go out of your way or try to be silly about it, but if you just make yourself kind or try to at least have a little consideration for the other guy or be in the other guy's foot, if you wouldn't want somebody else to say that to you, don't say it to somebody else. That's a good rule right there. If you wouldn't want anybody to say it to you, don't say it to them. That's the bottom line.